Hi everybody, I'm Abby Strong. I work for Aerohive as a product marketing manager. And in your bags, you received a BR100, which can be very useful if you do a lot of travel or you have a need for a pop-up network or whatever you want to do. So we were just going to go through quickly and show you how fast you can set up the policy for that device. I've heard a couple people had some problems registering them. If you have, please see me after, or I'll be around this evening. We'll make sure that that's sorted. It always happens when there's lots of devices and we're relying on self-registration. So it can happen. All right. Why are my mirrors not here? So, when you guys first log into Hive Manager, we're actually going to land you on what we call the dashboard. There won't be anything in here for you because you don't have anything connected yet. When you register the BR100, it'll show up as a device over in the configuration section. So you can click on the configuration tab and go into new. You obviously won't have that list of existing policies. I had a whole new blank Hive Manager that I set up for this demo, and then I thought, well, that's not very interesting because you're not going to be able to see anything either. So at least for the demo, I figured we should start with the one that has stuff in it. When you create your policy, you have choices for what you see in a unified policy. To get the BR100 working, I recommend the wireless access and the branch routing, so that you can have both of those features. Create the policy. We'll drop you on the configuration page. You can create an SSID or choose one of the quick start ones if they're available for you based on what you chose when you're setting it up. Type in whatever policy you want, or I'm sorry, SSID. Choose your method of security. Of course, I'm going to recommend 802.1x, which you all will set up, but otherwise, for the sake of speed this morning, or afternoon, I don't even know what time it is anymore. We'll just do a regular pre-shared key SSID. That's all you have to touch. For those of you that want to, of course, you can get into disabling data rates and things if you want to play with that, but all you have to do is choose that SSID. User profile, this is where a lot of the interesting stuff happens. When you create the user profile, this is where you define VLAN, policies, QoS, anything that you want to implement for the user itself. So this is, we'll just call this attribute. You can match, if you are using 802.1x, you can match that attribute to an attribute you're returning from your Radius server. Or you can use it for PPSKs. If you decide to use a PPSK SSID, you can also set it up to match a group of PPSKs. Therefore, you can assign all these different settings based on who the user is. Choose your VLAN. I only have a couple user profiles in my demo set up. So the device template. This is how we set it so that you can use any combination of our devices in a single policy in case you want to have the same policy pushed against a bunch of devices. In this case, we only need a BR100 policy or device template. So I'm going to type in BR100. Choose that. For those of you that might be interested in this functionality of the BR100, if you don't want to use it as a router with a 3G, 4G backhaul, it can actually be a little AP for you. If you ever want to turn it into that mode, it functions that way as well. Side note. Only problem is it only has 2.4, and I heard the collective groan for the last one, but all right, choose that. You can configure all of the ports as one setting. You can configure them in different configurations if you want to have some that are trunk ports and some that are access ports. If you want to configure some to do 802.1x and some not. It's totally up to you, completely flexible. Again, for the sake of time, I'll just choose all 4 of them. I'm going to configure them as access ports. You can even put a captive web portal on there if you want to. Same thing, choose a user profile that's going to be assigned to that port. I'll actually use the same one. Consistent permissions across wired and wireless. And that's actually all you have to do. If you want to, you can set up firewall policies to limit access, but that's actually the entire config. You can click Save, hit the Configure and Update Devices, and we'll give you a list of devices that you can assign that policy to. I don't have anything already assigned for this policy, so all of my other devices have a policy. So yours will show up here because it won't have a policy on it yet. And you click Update, and that's all it takes to set up a BR100. That's it. Thanks, guys.